what's up everybody? ESAM here bringing you another video. This one going to be the next part of my matchup chart. So, last video I got into the 55-45s, the part 1. And so now I want to go over, hopefully, most of the 55-45 part 2s. I just figured I would leave all of them there so it wasn't like leaving you guys hanging with like random irrelevant characters. So anyway, let us just get started. So first off, I'm going to talk about Sheik. So Sheik I think is a 55-45 matchup, and here's why. So first off, I feel like the neutral in this matchup is very slightly in Sheik's favor, but she has to play it so well because one mess up equals a lot more damage than vice versa. Pikachu has very lengthy combos on Sheik that lead to 30 to 60% depending on how they DI or like stage position and things like that. It is very hard for Sheik to get out of them. So you know, she can obviously wall you out with things like fair and neutral air, but for the most part, Pikachu, if he thinks like, you know, rising aerials aren't that good if versus Pikachu in general because he's short. So a lot of the times Sheik will want to be like short hop landing aerial, and if a Pikachu understands that Sheiks want to do that, then you just throw out a forward air at assuming the same time that Sheik wants to jump, and you'll actually start a combo. So Sheik has to mix up between rising arrows and falling arrows, which makes it a lot more difficult generally for her to do anything, because if she jumps backwards and tries to do a falling aerial, you can honestly most of the time punish that with quick attack or quick attack under her and get a punish for it. So that's a pretty big deal in my opinion. Secondly, Pikachu has a much easier time killing than Sheik does, just because, you know, Pikachu has things like up throw thunder, stronger moves in general, while Sheik, you know, if you watch out for forward tilt up air percents and can react to forward throw bouncing fish, Sheik isn't going to be killing you for a very long time without like reading a ledge option with a needle or like a nair bouncing fish or things like that. The thing that makes this matchup not worse for Sheik is the fact that she is fairly hard to edge guard. Like Pikachu can harass her maybe with like wave bounce thunders or thunder jolts or just going off there and trying to edge guard her, or maybe even getting a 2-frame, but you typically will not be getting any kills while edge guarding Sheik, and maybe only some damage. Sheik has a lot of ways to circumvent or get around what Pikachu is doing, try to edge guard her, and conversely, it is also very hard for Sheik to edge guard Pikachu because of the fact that he can go so low, avoid needle bouncing fish range, and then quick attack up towards the edge. And in order to read that, they have to pretty much hold their needles and then do a reverse needles on stage, but typically Pikachu won't die from that because you can just tech jump and then air dodge back on stage, so you should be fine from those. So Sheik wasn't going to be really getting kills, but neither is Pikachu, which is a good thing for her, I feel like, more than Pikachu, because Pikachu can typically edge guard characters very well, whereas Sheik can still ledge trap Pikachu fairly efficiently because lingering nair makes it more difficult to quick attack on stage than most other characters. Like most other characters don't have an option like that. So it's actually a really fun matchup in my opinion, because both Sheik and Pikachu have to play slightly different than they ordinarily would. Again, Sheik has to do more things like falling arrows as opposed to rising aerials to kind of catch movement, and Pikachu, because he's short, you know, is able to really circumvent a lot of where Sheik wants to be in general. It's a really fun matchup. They both get a lot off of single hits, although Pikachu gets more, but Sheik obviously will get more hits in my opinion than vice versa. And also the fact that she has needles. You know, Pikachu is somewhat forced to approach because Sheik's needles are significantly better than Pikachu's thunder jolts, but at the same time, Pikachu can punish Sheik for throwing needles pretty effectively, because if you read that she's going to toss them, you just jump and then quick attack and you get a punish. Whether it's in mid percent, you know, you get you know, quick attack up tilt into up air forward air. If it's higher percent, you can get quick attack up air, or maybe, you know, a jump redo an air dodge thunder. But yeah, so I mean, in my opinion, this is just a really fun matchup. You know, it does snowball one way and the other very well. In my opinion, I think the stages overall are better for Pikachu than Sheik in this matchup, and so those little tiny advantages, like a bit more damage, although Sheik has the better neutral, the advantage in killing and the advantage in stage counterpicking will lead to a 55-45 matchup for Pikachu. I don't know if Void, I know Mr. R does not agree. I don't know if Void agrees, but I've had relatively high success versus them. You know, I'm positive on Void, and me and Mr. R was last game, last hit, and I think Mr. R is a better player than me, so that makes sense. So I think it is a 55-45 matchup. So next, I want to talk about Ryu. So Ryu is a character that obviously struggles to get in, and Pikachu can do this as well. Thunder Jolts, they're somewhat slow for a projectile, but you know, it still forces Ryu to approach the whole time. You know, even if Pikachu is losing by 60%, Pikachu can run away and shoot Thunder Jolts, and then eventually he will mess up or not power shield. So he has a shield whittled down, and you'll eventually start hitting him with some Thunder Jolts. You know, in theory, obviously you can be perfect, but it's kind of difficult, especially considering the fact that Pikachu has approach options with Thunder Jolt if you really want to. So a big thing in this matchup, in my opinion, is the fact that Pikachu can edge guard Ryu very, very well. You know, you throw him off stage, he can't really do the Tatsu near the edge because Pikachu can get fair footstool, which is actually really easy on Ryu for some reason. I've got it a bunch of times, or, you know, fair drag down in general, which makes it hard. If you're scared of going for the footstool, you can just jump and thunder the ledge, and then the cloud will spike them if they try to recover instantly, which is what they really should be doing. You can punish Tatsu very well with things like neutral air from the bottom, or down, like jump up a neutral air for them, back out from the bottom, or down air from the top, or you can even do things like repetitive skull bashing. You know, once they get to a point where they have to not focus, once they have to Tatsu back, you can just let go of the ledge and skull bash them, and then they get sent out at like a relatively same angle, so you quick attack back to the ledge, they Tatsu, you just do it over and over again until they're at enough percent where you can nair or dare and kill them. So that's really big. Second off, Pikachu is small, so it makes his combos somewhat obnoxious on Pikachu. So, you know, if you have SDI, you can get out of things like the strong down tilt Tatsu, the strong down tilt Fireball, even the strong down tilt like forward air, if you are good enough at SDIing up and away. So that's very big. You know, Pikachu does die very early, obviously. He's a light character, and Ryu does hella damage, and True Shoryu is ridiculous, but it is more difficult to land kill confirms on Pikachu than most characters because Pikachu is very slippery. His neutral is really erratic for Ryu to deal with, and the fact that, again, he's small, so you need to be perfect with everything, and sometimes, you know, it's hard to react to the SDI or things like that. Not only that, but due to the fact that Pikachu has so many multi-hit moves, it is hard for Ryu to land, so it's pretty much going to be a general 50-50 of are they going to focus or are they going to come down with an arrow. So if you jump up, they have to do something because you can poke with up air, and then if they focus and you poked with up air, it's like, okay, cool, you land, react to which way they focus dash and then punish them for it. If they air dodge, you obviously punish the air dodge, and if they come down with an aerial, again, if you are just below them, you can just kind of hit them, like wait it out and then double jump and hit them for it, and then keep them in the air over and over again, or knock them off stage. And as I said, edge guarding Ryu is very, very good for Pikachu. Another thing that's very important in this matchup, I feel like, and this is actually the main reason I think it's 55-45 as opposed to even, is the fact that Ryu is a very, very good edge trapper in general, but against Pikachu, he doesn't get that much. You know, a lot of the Ryus will just kind of up tilt, and that is an option that covers a whole bunch of things. It covers ledge jump, it covers neutral get up, it covers most ledge hops, but it doesn't hit quick attack if you go low, so they are constantly dealing with a high-low mix-up when you're trying to get off the edge, and if they guess wrong, you get back on stage, and for the most part, even if you guess right, you know, because quick attack's hurtbox is kind of wonky, you'll be too far out, and then you won't be able to get down aired or shoryu'd, which is really important. It can happen, but honestly, it typically doesn't. That's a really, really big deal in my opinion. So that, along with the fact that Pikachu obviously still has kill confirms, you know, up their thunder, although it will be killing Ryu significantly later than Ryu will be killing Pikachu. I think Pikachu's damage output is about the same as Ryu's, which is creepy because Ryu's damage output is crazy. Obviously, in terms of their relative kill percents, that's going to be way less, but still, Pikachu's neutral is superior in this matchup. He has camping, he has edge guarding, whereas Ryu has, I'm gonna do damage and hope you mess up and get shoryu'd, or get hit by something that leads into shoryu. You know, I've had relatively high success versus most of the Ryus. You know, Locust really doesn't like this matchup because he has to play Captain L very frequently and he's really annoyed by it. You know, he thinks it's 50-50, but I think him considering picking up a secondary for characters and Pikachu is one of those characters, proves to me that it's 55-45 because you don't really pick up matchups or characters for even matchups, in my opinion, or that's just how you know, my philosophy is. So I think it's 55-45. Next, I want to talk about Bayonetta. All these characters are relevant in the meta. Yay, I'm actually going to move Rob farther to the right because it's less pretty. So, for Bayonetta, one thing I feel like is very important in this matchup is the fact that the stages, Bayonetta doesn't really get a huge advantage on any stage because her best stages are also Pikachu's best stages. Pikachu is amazing on both Lilac Cruise and Triplats. Those are probably his 3 best stages. Actually, Smashville might be above Battlefield, but either way, Pikachu is absolutely fantastic on Triplats and Lilac, and those are Bayonetta's 2 best stages as well. So Bayonetta doesn't really have a strong counterpick in this matchup. Her strongest counterpick in this matchup is probably Town and City, in which case you ban it, and then you let her go to Lilac, or you let her go to a Triplat, and you can do fine. You know, probably the most annoying thing about this matchup in general for Pikachu is the fact that Pikachu doesn't have a killing aerial, so you are going to, you know, consistently get little bits of damage when you punish her landings, but at the same time, most of those won't lead to a kill unless you have enough time to jump up there and like forward air, drag them on the platform, jab them off if it's a side platform, and then get a jab block, which is possible. Pikachu gets a lot of damage on Bayonetta. It's really hard for her to either Witch Twist or, you know, Bats Within out of combos because a lot of things for Pikachu are multi-hit, so even if she does Bats Within, you'll typically just hit her later in your move and then continue to get the combo, like with, let's say, the down throw, up air, forward air regrabs. So you'll get those very easily. You know, the Bats Within makes it a little less damage, but you're still going to be able to get the regrab, which is very nice. You know, Pikachu is small, so he's hard to combo. So, you know, if your SDI is on point, you shouldn't really be dying too much, except maybe like a Rage combo. Pikachu obviously has Up Throw Thunder, and because Bayonetta is a fast faller, that is actually a huge range on her. It's like a 40% range that it works on her. You know, and you can mix up their DI and potentially get a kill either at the lower end or at the later end and just do like a normal Up Throw Thunder, and you won't really have any difficulty doing that. assuming you obviously can read DI or react to DI. You know, Pikachu does have a projectile, so you can, you know, throw it out there and force Bayonetta to be off the ground, and then if she's off the ground, you can kind of like jump and mix up. So it's very like, it's a lot of patience and a lot of waiting, like most of Bayonetta's matchups, but Pikachu can definitely do very, very well in this matchup. And also something to note is that Pikachu can actually harass Bayonetta's recovery, which a lot of other characters can't. You know, the ability that he can just throw out a Thunder Wall and potentially get, you know, hit like an afterburner kick and combo it into a forward air, that can lead to kills at high percent. You can just get some damage in general. You can Thunder Jolt, it can wrap around a Witch Twist and it can hit her. The fact that she can't plank Pikachu, I feel like, is very important, because Pikachu can up smash the regrabs if you just sit there and shield it, which is very, very nice. So that's very important, and it's something I forgot when I played against Salem at Frame Perfect, because he did that a lot. And then when I went home, I was just practicing like edge trapping, and then just by accident I just like up smashed a Bayonetta's second regrab, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that. Whoops, that sucks. And so that's something that's very important. So she will die from that to like at like 100 or 110 with no rage, assuming you space it correctly. The spacing is kind of tricky, so you do have to you know, practice that. But I feel like just Pikachu in general has a lot of ways to punish Bayonetta, and while it may not be for huge amounts of damage, Pikachu also typically doesn't put himself at risk, other than like, oh, you did it a little too early and you got Witch Time for it. You know, if you wait for the lag and you wait for that confirm, then you will be able to get the punish, you will be able to get damage, and then you will reset to neutral, where in my opinion Pikachu has the advantage, not only because he has a projectile and Thunder Jolt, but the fact that he has a disjointed up air. You know, Bayonetta essentially has to risk a Witch Time in order to get anything off of Pikachu, and if they do that 2 or 3 times, then you don't have to be scared of said Witch Twist or Witch Time, and then you can, you know, be a little bit more aggressive. And Pikachu can harass Bayonetta in really awkward places, and it's really hard for her to get around. You know, a lot of the kills I've been getting recently on Bayonettas are just like forcing them to air dodge really high, and then forward airing them or up airing them, and they just die because we're near the corner. Because Pikachu, again, the threat of Thunder is really looming, and they don't want to get hit by that, so they're going to try to air dodge through it. Then you can get up airs and forward airs, and worst comes to worst, you just jump there and go, oh, they didn't do it, and you just fall back down, harass them when they're off the edge, anything like that. You know, I've had a lot of success versus the Bayonettas. You know, I have lost a set to Captain Zack and I've lost a set to Salem, but I think at least Salem is a better player than me, and it was game 5 last hit, and again, I also forgot the up smash thing, and I haven't played him since, so it's just going to be, you know, I'm excited to see the evolution of this matchup. It definitely, I could see it being a 50-50 matchup, but in my opinion right now, I believe it is a 55-45 matchup. Pikachu just has too many tools to really be annoying for Bayonetta, and also something that's very important to note is if they land on a side platform as well, you can actually jump and shoot a Thunder Jolt, and if you get the ground hitbox, it can pratfall them and you can get kills like that. Or again, just damage, and eventually up air leads into a Thunder. So if you're just like, oh, they're gonna be here, and you just roar and then short hop up air, it'll hit them, you fast fall, and then you can Thunder them. So that's something that you can do as well to get kills later percents without committing. You know, I actually get a lot of up throw kills on Bayonetta just because it's like, okay, you have me at 70 or at 150, you know, I'm just gonna hit you. If you're just careful of a down tilt and uppy, those are gonna be her 2 main neutral tools, you should be fine. Oh, and up tilt. Up tilt's really obnoxious. But yeah, I mean, I think that Bayonetta has a lot of tools in this matchup, but Pikachu is just a little bit more annoying, and the fact that you have up throw Thunder, it's very important, because at high percents you're going to be wanting to get a lot of punishes with grabs. So as Pikachu, you can either throw off stage and potentially get more damage from an edge pressure, or if they're at, you know, 100 to 135 no rage, they will get hit by up throw Thunder. So that's very important, and I might not necessarily kill, but it's a lot of damage, and then you can typically get, if you grab them on the lower end of the spectrum, you can grab them one more time and get the kill. So next I'm going to talk about Cloud. So Cloud, you know, I actually might put this matchup in 6-4 as the meta progresses, but currently apparently I'm not good enough at edge guarding Cloud because I missed every single one against Tweak, but it is still, in my opinion, easily a 55-45 matchup for Pikachu. The neutral is actually really obnoxious for Cloud. He pretty much, in my opinion, has 2 good options to beat out a Pikachu doing like general Pikachu things, which is cross slash, because that's an anti-air, so non-limit cross slash, or, you know, immediate full hop downers. But if Pikachu doesn't bite and you full hop down air, Pikachu's very good at punishing the side of Cloud with a forward air or an up air that leads into dragging him off stage and putting him in an edge guard position. Pikachu can cover so many edge guards or positions to edge guard him off stage. It is actually ridiculous. You know, obviously, I'm sure you've seen me play against most Clouds. I get a lot of edge guards for free. Again, Tweak beat me. I missed every edge guard versus him, but again, I feel like that was more me than Tweak. And as evidence of that, Rydia beat Tweak 2-0, getting a few edge guards in that set, you know, at CEO. So that was very important for me, solidifying that I feel like Pikachu wins that matchup, because I would definitely say Tweak is a better player than Rydia. Rydia very strong, one of the strongest Pikachus in the world, but I would say Tweak is definitely a stronger player, you know, probably going to be top 15 PGR. I think that's a fair assessment. You know, Pikachu is very obnoxious. Pikachu can punish a lot of landings of aerials with things like quick attack, you know, under them, so you don't even have to be close. Like, you can be close enough that they're threatened by a dash forward, so they have to, like, back air or something like that. But at the same time, you know, as I mentioned with Zero Suit, Pikachu can do a lot of things because he's short of, like, okay, well, crouch, power shield because it's an easy timing to remember, and then like forward tilt or get like a dash grab or something like that. Pikachu is very, very good at forcing Cloud to do specific timings on aerials and get punishes on them because he's so short. And again, a punish can lead to throwing him off stage or getting a forward air to hit him off stage and then you edge guarding him, and edge guarding is fairly consistent. You know, even if you get 1 in 5 edge guards, Pikachu can easily put Cloud in a bad position 5 times a game, get 1 edge guard, then beat him out normally the other stock, and you're going to win. You know, obviously Pikachu dies really early when it comes to his limit moves, so limit cross slash will kill probably at like 85 from mid stage or like 90 from mid stage, you know, especially if he has rage even earlier than that. But at the same time, I feel like Cloud typically doesn't have limit for very long in this matchup because Pikachu can force him off stage very easily and then, you know, cover his options so he can't do like an easy like double jump to grab the ledge, so he's going to have to up B, and even if you don't kill him, although I believe for the most part, you know, if you're falling with a downer and he limit up Bs, it'll either trade or Pikachu will just win that out, so that's very important because then he dies afterwards. But yeah, so I feel like Cloud, you know, doesn't really get a lot of his strengths in the matchup, whereas Pikachu gets most of his. You know, obviously Cloud is just stronger than Pikachu in general in terms of kill potential, and just his combos are actually still pretty good on Pikachu. You know, he definitely does get a few up airs when you're comboing, but at the same time, Pikachu doesn't really struggle to get off the ledge as much or out of disadvantage in general as much, just because he has quick attack and Cloud has to guess. I mean, if he guesses right, he hits you because he has giant lingering sword, but at the same time, I feel like it's not as bad as other characters, and Pikachu, you know, oh, okay, he'll take 30, but then again, position, so I feel like in neutral, you know, Pikachu beats Cloud. I feel like Pikachu gets more off of his advantage than Cloud does off of his, because obviously Pikachu's disadvantage is so much greater than his, and also getting off the ledge for Cloud is fairly difficult. You know, he's going to primarily rely on ledge jumps and rolls, because if he does like a ledge hop up air, Pikachu can power shield and air it pretty easily, and that's really problematic. And also something that is to note is the video I put up a long time ago of the Cloud climb hazard coming down. Pikachu's power shield jab is actually really easy, one of the easiest options on this, because Pikachu's short and jab is 2 frames, so you can do that, make it really difficult for Cloud to recover from either high or low, and yeah, just you get the edge guards, you get 1 a game and you win probably, unless just Cloud's a significantly better player than you. Next, I want to talk about Marth. In my opinion, Marth is a 55-45 matchup for Pikachu, mostly because of advantage state. Marth's disadvantage is actually really not good. I think it's his weakest point by a lot. It's actually one of the weakest disadvantage states of all top tiers in my opinion, because I do believe Marth is top tier. So that's really problematic for him. Pikachu is very good at, again, because he's short, running down, power shielding any landing aerials, getting a punish, keep him in disadvantage, keep him off stage. It's really hard for Marth to get off the ledge in this matchup, so Pikachu's ledge trapping is really, really good versus Marth. Thunder Jolts are actually really obnoxious, so you can kind of like Thunder Jolt about when they grab the ledge. He won't be able to ledge jump through it. If he neutral get-ups, you'll hit him. If he does a ledge hop aerial, for the most part, they'll get stuffed by the T-Jolt, or it has to be like a drop-off immediate fair, in which case you can just punish his second up or second regrab. And then if he rolls, you can dash back and then back throw him back off stage. Marth just doesn't really have a lot of options to get off the ledge, and I showed that a lot versus Mr. E when I played him. Something that is noteworthy is I feel like Marth's neutral is better in this matchup, just because, you know, bigger sword, bigger range, but a lot of what Marth does, if he doesn't guess right, can be punished by Pikachu with either out of shield quick attack or out of shield forward air or shield grab if they misspace it. You know, Dancing Blade is a really, really obnoxious option, very analogous to Cloud's Cross Slash, but at the same time, it's a more committal option than Cross Slash, and so if they, you know, Dancing Blade 1 and you shield it in the mid range, then they have to either commit to more, thinking you're gonna do it do an out of shield option, or they don't do it, hope you don't react, and then, you know, but in theory, if you're paying enough attention, you should know when Marth's side B, you know, he can't do it anymore, like when his ISA window for the next one's closed, and therefore you can get punishes with out of shield quick attack, which leads into, you know, up tilt, up air, whatever you want, depending on percents. I feel like Marth actually gets a lot of tippers on Pikachu, which is kind of annoying. I don't know why it seems to, like, I get tippered a lot as opposed to when I play other secondaries, but Pikachu gets tippered a lot, so that you can die relatively early, but less so from forward smash, and more so from things like up air, forward tilt, things like that, up tilt. So jab is very obnoxious in this matchup as well, because again, mid-range and it's less committal than Dancing Blade, but again, if you shield it, you should get a punish. So Marth has to guess right a lot in neutral, and Pikachu, because he has a projectile, can kind of force Marth to approach and then kind of play the mid-range really obnoxiously with a lot of like pivots back, similar to what Marth wants to do, but because Pikachu has the burst option of Quick Attack as opposed to Marth, which is run forward Dancing Blade, I feel like Quick Attack is a much less committal option because you can react to if you can hit confirm it or just continue to go farther and then not really get punished for it. So, I feel like it's 55-45. I definitely could see it being an even matchup, but I have a great amount of success versus every single Marth that isn't Leo, and I only played Leo once. Every game was last hit. It was a 3-0 in his favor. But at the same time, Leo is clearly a better player than me. So I feel like if it was an even playing field, like if I got as good as Leo or there was a Marth as good as me, I think I would still win at least a slight majority of the time. So yeah, I definitely think it's 55-45. So Corrin is next. Yay, Fire Emblem. So Corrin was one of my infamous matchups that I had a lot of trouble with when I had my slump. I lost to Rio, I lost to Frozen, I lost to, there was one more. Who did I lose to? Cosmos a few times. But I learned a lot about this matchup and like general timings playing a lot of Komura Kiris at Genesis House, and I haven't played a good Corrin since then, but I'm pretty sure at this point I would do really well. I learned a lot of the edge guarding flowcharts better. I learned how to play neutral a little bit more efficiently in this matchup. And so yeah, so something that's very important in this matchup is all the lances, so the back hit, down smash, forward smash, pin obviously are all low priority, or it's pretty much like anti-trample where they'll get beat out if you clash with a move. So a lot of times it's very safe for Pikachu to throw out his moves like forward air and things like that, because one, if you space them, they're safe, and if they throw out a side B, which is going to be a big tool of Corrin's in neutral, you'll beat it. So like you'll ping with it and then beat it with the rest of your moves. If they pin and you shield it, you can actually instantly neutral air if they're close enough and get a punish, and if they're not close enough, then you can full hop a forward air, because if they go in either direction with the kick, they'll miss you. If they wait a little bit, the forward air will hit them, and if they jump, the forward air will hit them. Something that's also very important to note is if they pin your shield and they go in any direction, Pikachu can always punish with out of shield Quick Attack. Make sure you don't SD, because that actually can happen, but Pikachu can get punishes on Corrin's pin regardless of what he does if he just react correctly. Whether you react to the kick or you react to the jump, Pikachu can always get a punish. Something that Corrin is going to have to do in this matchup is play the mid-range with things like down tilt and forward air, but at the same time, if he's only relegated to down tilt and forward airing, Pikachu has the advantage in the neutral, which in my opinion Pikachu does. Not only that, but I feel like Pikachu has the advantage in damage output, because Pikachu gets combos, whereas Corrin is typically going to like nickel and dime you unless he hits you with like a landing nair or something like that. And speaking of which, you actually have to be really careful when Corrin is landing, because nair and back air are huge. They can be really deceptive because they can change their momentum a lot. But at the same time, if Pikachu is just reacting correctly, it's like, okay, I'm going to walk and I'm going to like stay approximately where they are and then crouch and then power shield or just shield their aerials. You can punish them out of shield. If they back air, you react to that and punish them a little farther. Pikachu can obviously hit Corrin off stage and be really obnoxious when it comes to edge guarding, because if you're not there to do the video that I did of like being there with the back air for when their invulnerability runs out and you would trade with them, then you can just throw out a thunder. It will hit them because it will last out their invulnerability on their up B, and then they will get hit. You can combo into forward air or just keep them in disadvantage. It's really easy to do that. I feel like Pikachu's ledge trapping on Corrin is pretty good, and also Corrin's ledge trapping on Pikachu is very good because of the fact that Quick Attack is slightly mitigated as an option, assuming not a lot of platforms around you, because of the fact that he has forward smash, and it'll like, if you're just charging it, then you'll Quick Attack into him, you will get hit by the blade. So that's very important. So I feel like it's a little trickier to get out of the corner as Pikachu than normal. So Pikachu's slightly worse at getting out of disadvantage in this matchup, in my opinion. Also the fact that Corrin has Giant Sword, it's really hard to just land on platforms and things like that, because for the most part, up air covers most of it. But again, they still have to guess right on the Quick Attack, so I feel like Pikachu will get down eventually. Maybe taking 1 or 2 up airs, not really a big deal. Whereas Corrin, in my opinion, has to struggle a lot more to land, because Pikachu can be more obnoxious on landings with the shield, with the, oh, you're gonna land on a platform, let me wait under it, and about this timing you can't throw out an aerial anymore, up air, forward air, things like that. Pikachu's damage output's really good, and again, up throw thunder being a combo on everyone but 2 characters, and I already went over one of them last video, which was Diddy Kong. Pikachu's kill potential is actually pretty real in this matchup, although Corrin does have a kill throw, which can be pretty obnoxious at hypersense. But again, Pikachu, better projectile, forcing Corrin to approach, play the mid-range correctly. I think Pikachu does win in this matchup, 55-45. It's definitely a matchup you have to practice a lot. If you don't have a lot of practice in this matchup, I feel like Corrin does very well versus Pikachu, because you can't play quite as standard as you want to because of the threat of pin and the threat of just Giant Sword in general. But You know, Pikachu can keep Corrin disadvantaged pretty well. You can edge guard. You know, Pin is less scary of an option than you honestly expect it to be, you know, the more and more you play this matchup. But yeah, so I think 55-45 is definitely a comfortable spot. And next I want to talk about Meta Knight. Yay, more sword. So Meta Knight is a character that obviously thrives in advantage. He is the character that gets the one hit and then kills you for it, or gets 20% or 30%, whatever you want to say, right? But the thing is, this is obviously a very linear strategy, and because it's a linear strategy, there is very linear counterplay to it, which is stay near the ledge, because if you get dash attacked when they're at the ledge, unless it's a late dash attack, you won't be getting comboed. And if it's a late dash attack, you can probably shield it and punish it if you're very scared of it, because if he grabs you when you're at the edge, it's not a scary position because he's going to down throw you off stage, and Pikachu's recovery is very, very good. Meta Knight can't really mess with it too easily. You know, you can run off and jump up neutral air, which is a thing, but typically from a throw, he won't have enough time to set that up because you can still quick attack on the stage. So, the reason I think this matchup is 55-45 as opposed to even, because it's like, oh, if you mess up your camping, you die, is the fact that Pikachu, even at the edge, still threatens about half or 2/3 of the stage because of quick attack, so Meta Knight can't be comfortable when he's at mid-range or even far range from Pikachu because of the threat of quick attack. So, Pikachu can camp his heart out. You know, if he gets a backdoor off stage, can be somewhat annoying to Meta Knight. You probably won't ever be getting kills from edge guards, but you can definitely get some damage. So, like, a good thing to note is his shuttle loop is essentially, so let's say he's facing this way, right? So he's facing to my right, to your left. So he would go up B, he goes back, and then he does a second loop up. So essentially, if you place your down air here, so, you know, past where his sword is, because this part doesn't have a hitbox, like the loop around, so if you put your down air there, you will actually hit him out of his up B 12%, hit him back off stage, do it again. You know, if he's too far to get it back without his side B, you can just throw out a Thunder Wall, it will hits him up, but again, all you want is damage, and then once that happens, you can just run away, play with the stage behind you, and, you know, start camping again for damage. Pikachu's combos actually work on Meta Knight very well because he's a fast faller, so you can get, or a semi-fast faller, so you can get up tilt strings for very long if you get a punish on his dash attack. Or something that's very important to note is actually a lot of what Meta Knights want to do is either pivot grab you, so like run behind your shield if you're at the edge and pivot grab you, or roll behind and grab you or get a dash attack or something like that. So that's pretty much all you have to look out for, because if you guess wrong on the initial grab or dash attack 50-50, it's really not that big of a deal because you're at the edge, you will not die. You're in disadvantage, but Meta Knight, again, can't really punish it too harshly. But if he gets around you, then that's bad. But all you have to look out for is if you let's say try to shield, then you can react to him dashing a little bit farther into you, add a shield in there, trade with the pivot grab, and you can react to his shield roll, because again, not scared of getting hit in the first place, so you're looking out for the things that would get him behind you, and then you can just hit him for it. So that's very, very important to note. So he's light, so you will be killing him relatively early. Up throw Thunder is very effective on him, because again, so he's light and a semi-fast faller, so you will have a long range of percents for that, so that's very important. And yeah, I feel like just this matchup, none of the Meta Knights like it. You know, I've heard all of them complain. Leo thinks it's awful. You know, I'm sure Tyrant doesn't really like it. So most of the top Meta Knights aren't really a fan of this matchup. But it's one of those matchups that if you don't just play super lame, yeah, this matchup seems like it's 50-50 or even Meta Knight's favor. But if you play lame, it is something that is definitely very doable for Pikachu. Next is going to be R.O.B, a matchup I have a lot of experience in. So as a very short TLDR for the matchup, the neutral is just be more patient and don't run into gyros. A lot of walking in this matchup is necessary. Pikachu's disadvantage is really good in this matchup because R.O.B can't really punish it too harsh, and vice versa. Pikachu's advantage state is amazing versus R.O.B because R.O.B's landing options are fairly mediocre. He pretty much just has like landing neutral air, but you can either stuff that with Thunder early or just kind of shield his Nair and punish him for it. So that's very important. You know, Pikachu's damage output is generally superior in this matchup. Pikachu can edge guard the hell out of R.O.B, and it's really, really difficult for him to get back. At the same time, R.O.B's Rage is a little bit more effective than Pikachu's because Beep Boop is really scary. You know, he has a kill throw that's a little better, but at the same time, Pikachu does have up throw Thunder and just general things into Thunder, like up tilt, up air Thunder, because he's such a big body, it works a lot easier on him. You know, it's less ambiguous where he's going to DI, essentially, because it's like, oh, well, they're a small character, so they're here, but I thundered right next to them. Oh no, I missed. It's supposed to R.O.B, where it's like, he's here. So that's something that's very easy to get on R.O.B. The general neutral, just learn how to pick up gyro. That's very important. I'm pretty good at it because, you know, again, I have a lot of experience with 8-bit man. You know, I'm pretty sure most of the R.O.Bs would say this isn't Pikachu's favor, at least slightly. It might be 6-4 the more I play it, but at the same time, like, I always think that, and then I like have a really close call with a R.O.B. Like, let's say, you know, right before Civil War, I'm like, yeah, I think Pikachu kind of bodies R.O.B, and then I had that really close set with Raffi. So definitely, in my opinion, 55-45, I would definitely definitely say Pikachu wins this matchup. It's clearly one of those things that you have to have a lot of experience, again, similar to Meta Knight, because if you don't, you're going to get a bunch of projectile shot at you, you're not going to know what to do, you're not going to know how to DI beat boop correctly. You know, you'll be inexperienced with guessing the 50-50s correct, or just like knowing the rage percents in general, and at the same time you won't know how to punish neutral air, you won't know how to punish his recovery, you'll be scared of the up airs. So it's a lot of things that, like, once you know them, you can just disrespect a lot of things as general options, because you can even, as Pikachu, if you know he's going to land with an air, just pivot forward smash back, and that is actually huge because you die so early from that move, because that move is way too strong for some reason. You know, because of Rob's body size, he definitely lands a lot. He is, in my opinion, fairly susceptible to down tilt tech chases, just because it's like he'll end up hitting the floor a lot more than most other characters. You can obviously DI up out of that, but if you DI up and I fair grab you instead, now you're gonna get up there thundered, and you'll have, it's really easy. So yeah, just in my opinion, a lot of situations that are slightly in Pikachu's favor, slightly, you know. But at the same time, Rob is still a scary character because he can snowball, he can get that beat boop, he can get that early percent kill, and he can edge guard you fairly effectively. Again, if you don't know his edge traps, you don't know the 8-bit man special, as we call it, which is the roll to the edge, throw gyro, charge up smash. It covers every option, or the throw gyro down, read the neutral get up, or the get up attack, or the jump into like the footstool downer. I actually get hit a lot by those for some reason. I have stopped recently, which is why I've had greater success against 8-bit man. But yeah, I mean, just a lot of little things to know in this matchup. If you're not super experienced at it, you will probably lose it. But that's just how Rob works in general, which is why Rob has been steadily declining on the tier list, because a lot of people are learning his tricks and gimmicks. So the last match I'm going to cover in this video, because I realize I've been talking for a long time, because I feel like I wanted to put a lot of emphasis on the meta-relevant matchups, which were the first few. This one is going to be Olimar. So Olimar, the reason I put this at 55-45 is because Olimar has a very, very hard time dealing with the vertical camping game. So if you are on a platform and shooting Thunder Jolts, Olimar can't really do anything back. Yeah, he can shield it, he can run under the platform, but for the most part, Pikachu then just double jumps to, let's say, on a triplat, a higher platform, and then you're not really scared. You can see which way he's committing. Quick attack, you know, to the other one, or just land on the other one, start camping again, shoot more Thunder Jolts. Olimar really has to like jump super high, throw a Pikmin, but for the most part, Pikachu doesn't care about the Pikmin toss, because you can just nair them because it hits on every side of you, or if you see it's on your tail, just up air, get them off. Pikachu's very good at killing purples, because if they throw a purple on your platform, let's say, then you just spam down tilt, the purple will die. Or if they throw it a little low, then you are like on the floor, you just go down and then down tilt, because Olimar can't really approach that, because for the most part he'll get hit, or you'll hit the Pikmin that's trying to do whatever to you, like let's say grab you, and so then you kind of ruin a lot of what he wants to do in neutral. Getting rid of purple is very, very important in the matchup. It's one of the most important things other than just camp, because Olimar doesn't have an option against camping. So if you ban FD, every single stage, in my opinion, is advantageous for Pikachu. Town and City is probably his best stage in the matchup if you ban FD, because for a little bit it becomes FD, but for the most part then you just kind of run away to the opposite side of the stage, quick attack, you know, or not even quick attack, just like kind of go under the stage, grab the ledge, get away from the ledge, or, you know, quick attack one more time, the platforms will probably appear, because it's only 15 seconds. So you can definitely just run away from Olimar. You know, Pikachu's kill potential, assuming you're not comparing it to Olimar Purple, is superior. His combos are, his combos are actually pretty even to Olimar's, because Olimar actually gets a lot of damage from his combos, like let's say grab, or like jab, jab, dash, grab, down throw. If he has a white, he can side B a white on you into forward air. But you know, Pikachu gets consistent combos throughout most percent, as opposed to then having to nickel and dime you afterwards, hoping that you get frustrated and run into purple Pikmin tosses. You know, I have a lot of success against Myron, who's the best US Olimar. I have not played Shuton, the best Olimar in the world, or you know, the best Japanese Olimar at least. So I don't have a lot of experience versus him, but it just seems really difficult for Olimar to do anything. You know, Myron has taken games here and there, but honestly, for the most part, like my mentality, which is really stupid of me, like I'll win game 1 pretty solid, and then game 2 I'm like, I want to hit buttons, because I'm just running away for an entire game, and then I'll lose, and I'll be like, okay, well, let me continue to run away, because I shouldn't be losing, because I'm just approaching, and then I'll run away for the rest of the set and win. You know, I've beat Myron multiple times. I really want to play Shuton, but I didn't get a chance to play him when he was in Japan at Tokaigi, just because we never ended up playing friendlies against each other. So yeah, definitely I feel like it's really obnoxious for Olimar to do a standard Olimar things, because Pikachu can just blatantly run away, because he's one of the only characters that has a downward projectile, so I don't have to be camping on the same like plane as where Olimar wants to camp, which is very important. You know, like Diddy Kong can't out camp in Olimar, because bananas and peanuts are going to be where the Pikmin are going to be, so like that's problematic. But so Pikachu can camp on platforms. If you read that he's going to be really aggressive, you can actually quick attack, or you can shield it, or like in general, like every once in a while you can just quick attack in with the assistance of a T-Jolt. Probably won't be punished, he gets some damage, it's like, okay, now I have a 30% lead, continue to camp. You know, you can hit a lot of Olimar's desperation with, let's say, if you're on a platform, short hop down air, and then it'll all cancel on the floor, and he can't really punish it too harsh if you do that, at least if you space it to the back of his shield, which is very important because he doesn't have a good backwards out of shield option besides like back air, but again, that'll probably be too slow to punish, so he has to like turn around and grab you, in which case you jump air dodge after the down air, and then you're safe. So it's just really hard for Olimar. You know, he can't really edge guard Pikachu, whereas Pikachu can edge guard him, not necessarily get a kill because he can be pretty tricky, or like his recovery just goes really far, but Pikachu can get, you know, 20-30%, and then it's like, okay, that's 20 or 30 more percent I don't have to hit with Thunder Jolts. Then you go camp with Thunder Jolts, obviously after Thunder works, Pikachu can kill him very early because he's very light. Forward air up smash works earlier as in terms of what Pikachu's percentage, because it's dependent on Pikachu's amount of rage. So yeah, definitely something that is very obnoxious for Olimar, because Pikachu for the most part outkills him, assuming you just don't get hit by purple, right? And if you're purple, something that's very important to note as well is you can keep track of his Pikmin order because it's always set in stone. You can keep track of the ones you kill, or just keep track, because again, a lot of Pikmin toss is going to happen in this matchup because they have to somehow try to counteract your camping. So it's like, okay, well, they threw the yellow, they threw the blue, now they have a purple, so I know next is purple, then yellow, then blue, and you can kind of keep track of which ones you want to get rid of, which ones you're scared of. You can opt to go in when they don't have a purple next, so just a lot of those little things. Again, a lot of experience needed in this matchup because he's a very snowbally character that's really obnoxious, but if you have the experience and you have the mindset of camping him to win, then you will do very well. And that is going to be it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, social media, Panda, and partner stuff is down below. The next matchup charts will be coming out very soon. I'm actually going to be critiquing, or not critiquing, but like commenting on the PGR because I'm PG and I'm going to get the list early. So haha, let's go. You know, I have wrap-ups for CEO coming, then I have a wrap-up for Smashadelphia. I obviously, as mentioned, have the Pikachu guide that is going to come out hopefully next week, at like maybe next Friday will be the neutral one. And then I feel like early July, because I have a pretty big break before Evo, that I can do the edge guarding one. So I am doing those. I definitely have a lot of things recorded. I want to record a little more, then start recording in terms of putting them on my computer and then editing and blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of work. But yeah, I will see you all next time. Bye.